Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Colleen. If you're new here, drop a message in the comments below. I'd love to say hello. I am a family nurse practitioner and I own and operate a direct patient care clinic in Bellevue, Washington. The other thing we like to do is share information about health topics, especially related to women's health. So today we are going to be talking about sex because it's February and this is a good time to talk about sex. So when women get into their perimenopause years, there's a lot of rumors circling around about what that means. So sometimes it means that their libidos go down. Sometimes it's that their libidos go up, that it's painful. There's so many questions related to sex during our menopause transition years. So one of the things to remember is it is different. If you have a long-term partner, it can be very difficult to maintain the libido, as sometimes there's just rough patches of life and the connection with a long-term partner can be difficult. But it's not just related to the stress, not getting enough sleep, relationship problems. There are other physical changes that are also impacting women and their sex drive and their libido. And probably the most impactful is going to be the change in our estrogen levels. So the change in the estrogen levels, some women are going to notice that the way they carry their fat changes. So they feel like they are carrying weight where they never carried weight before. Maybe their energy is lower because they're not sleeping as well at night because it's interrupted by hot flashes or night sweats. Perhaps they're having a little bit more premenstrual symptoms, and so they're more irritable and frustrated with people. And there's no one size fits all solution to any of these problems, but there are solutions. There are things that can be done to help women. Probably the most common reason for stopping having sex in our menopause transition or after menopause actually has to do with the vagina and the vulva health of those two areas. And so what we typically see is a thinning of the tissue and a drying out of the tissue, which means sex can get very painful. And when we have pain with sex, we start to want to have sex less. Even if you kind of mentally are like, no, it's fine. I understand why it was painful. It still plays on us on a subconscious level. So addressing the vaginal dryness is really important. That could be as simple as using some over-the-counter products. Products like Replens, which is actually made for the vagina itself, or I'm going to forget the name right now, but there's another product out there that does address the vaginal dryness. But that's not always enough, and that's when we can use some vaginal estrogens. Vaginal estrogens are delivered many different ways. Primarily, the least expensive, and the one that you can get a coupon for on GoodRx is the estradiol cream, and that just goes directly into the vagina, allowing the vagina tissue and the vulvar tissue to get some estrogen, which helps plump up the tissue. It helps moisten the tissue, and sex can be less painful. Now, I've also had some women say, I've taken care of my vaginal dryness. I'm not having any pain with sex anymore. I still don't have any libido. And there is actually some really good data that came out prior to the Women's Health Initiative study that got us all off estrogens for so long, about testosterone and the role of testosterone in women after menopause. And this was actually a study that was done on women who had surgical menopause, which just means the ovaries were taken out. So our ovaries not only produce estrogen, they also produce some testosterone, and the loss of that testosterone for many women comes across as low energy or low libido, and doing a physiological response amount. So this is not pellets, this isn't injections, this is a small amount of testosterone, typically delivered transdermally, will improve women's energy level as well as their libido. It's not a one size fits all, and this isn't necessarily to promote everyone should be on testosterone, but it is an option. It's another topic of conversation to have with your provider about your sexual health. So if there are any other questions that have come up for you regarding your sexual health in your menopause transition years or your postmenopausal years, drop them in the comment below or reach out on my website, which is also in the show notes. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.